Tony Poulos here at TM Forum Live in the recap to the keynote sessions here on Tuesday morning. Had a very interesting panel to end up today's proceedings. It was all about reimagining your business in the digital connected world. Two of the people on that panel were none other than Phil Jordan, Group CIO at Telefonica. Welcome, Phil. Good to see you again. And Andrew Feinberg, who's the CEO at Netcracker. Gentlemen, let us know what you discussed in that panel today that is going to be of interest to our audience. Andrew, kick off.
Well, as you would expect, we talked about what it actually means to go digital. We talked about the fact that it may be different to different providers, it may be different verticals, it may be different in different regulatory environment. So first and foremost, we're going through some identity crisis. So figure out who you are first, understand what it is that you need to do, understand what digital strategy means to you, and then find the best way to execute. That was really the topics for discussion.
The identity crisis issue comes up all the time. Phil, you're in an organisation that has multiple identities, multiple countries it's operating in. How do you manage to roll out new technology and digital theories or practices across all those properties?
Well, it's a challenge, and as Andrew said in the keynote, one size never fits all, and that's probably the only true of all our businesses. But there are some common characteristics about being digital, irrespective of whether you're talking about Colombia, Peru, or Spain as examples. And we were talking on the panel about this is a simplified business model, it's a real-time business model, it's an automated front and back end digitization challenge. And irrespective of where you are in the world, this transformation is happening now. And so we talked about that, and we talked about the four companies, including Andrew as a supplier and a partner to all of us, how the transformation is happening in all the businesses. And before that, the keynotes of BMW and other Novartis had all touched on the same issues. So very clear and consistent themes, I think.
We're seeing now that partnering, and of course one of the titles of the event is Partner, Innovate and Grow. The partnering side of it is becoming critical. You've just mentioned it there. How in tune are the vendors and suppliers and the operators? Are you really actually getting together to come, to develop, or you're working with organisations like the TM Forum to come up with those best practices? How is it working for you? That's a tough question.
Shall I go?
Well, Phil, you might start.
You start. You can start.
Listen, I think one of the things that's clear is everybody sees the challenge. And I think there's a new era of partnership that's required between businesses like Netcracker and Telefonica, where we're driving huge business change. Andrew's involved in 6 countries inside Telefonica where we're driving business change enabled by technologies from Netcracker. So I think we're joined at the hip in the change. One of the things we're doing is trying to standardize and reuse across the countries, and therefore we rely on businesses like Netcracker and the Forum to help us standardize. So yeah, I think we're having to work much more closely connected and collaborative than we've ever done before, because we all see the same challenge, I think.
And I think at the technology level, and you'll hear a lot about this in the show, we talk APIs, we talk microservices. What that really means, we need to be open. We need to be open platforms at the technology level. Exactly the same thing applies to us at a business level. Very different paradigm for what we used to some years ago, where you're a single supplier, you get as much of a footprint as possible, you execute and you do your best. Today, it's all about open environment, open ecosystem, both for us and for our customers. And the quality of your ecosystem often defines your success. So it is absolutely critical today.
And obviously we had the launch of the Open API Manifesto this week, which is supported by us and many of our peers. And we think most of the CSPs will come on board. And I know that's exactly the momentum and the demand that businesses like Andrew's need to standardise and open their technologies, as they are doing.
And they came about because of cooperation between suppliers and operators, and of course the TM Forum community.
Absolutely.
Well done. Thank you, gentlemen, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Tony.